Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Now, if you're a Halo Wars fan like myself, then you already know about the long-awaited sequel gracing us in a few weeks, and I gotta say, after playing the beta, I'm liking what I'm seeing, but there's still plenty in the game that I haven't seen yet, so here's my wish list of what I've been dreaming of since the first game came out that I hope can make it in the sequel. So number 1, more uniqueness in the leaders. Now, the first Halo Wars offered 3 leaders on each faction that, for the most part, were distinguishable but can definitely be added upon to make the sequel even better. For example, playing as Captain Cutter, you had access to the deadly Mac Blast in addition to the Elephant and ODSTs, but that was pretty much it on differentiating yourself from the other leaders. I think it would have been great for a few more unique units, upgrades, or abilities to differentiate your leaders more and also give you more strategic elements to rely on during battles. Number 2, Halo Wars had a pretty good campaign with gorgeous cinematics, I may add, that taught you how to play the game and use all of your units, as well as guiding you through an awesome story that felt very Halo. But something that I wish was in the first and was hoping for the sequel, either in the main game or DLC, is the Other Side's campaign. Now in Halo Wars 2, the antagonists are a new faction called the Banished, and from the cinematics and gameplay, the Banished and their leader look pretty badass and definitely should get some more light in the story department. Similar to how Halo 2 humanized the Covenant in the story campaign, I think it would be a great addition to do the same here and give us more backstory on the new faction and why they're so adamant on crushing the UNSC. Now, Halo Wars 2 is pretty much ready to be released, and I haven't heard any news about the Banished being playable in the story mode, but this could always be an additional part of future DLCs that I think a lot of us old school Halo fans will love. Number 3, new factions. And last but certainly not least, adding in new factions was always something I was hoping they were going to add in the first Halo Wars. Now don't get me wrong, the UNSC and the Covenant factions are pretty distinct and play different, but man, being able to play as the Flood or the Forerunners in a DLC pack would have been pretty epic. Now, the Flood, for example, could be played wildly different than the other factions, forcing you to instead try to absorb your enemies and taking over their units to build up yours instead of just producing them in barracks like the other main factions. I think if they could have made a faction like the Flood work, it would add even more variety and longevity in the game. Same can be said about adding in the Forerunners too, with their advanced weapons and use of robots in the field. Unfortunately, at the moment, it looks like we'll only be getting 2 factions, being the UNSC and the Banished, but hopefully in the new DLC they may add in a new faction to change things up a bit on the battlefield. I mean, the Flood and the Forerunner tech are in the campaign and in some multiplayer maps as antagonists fighting against you, so I don't think it will be too far-fetched. Now, all things considered, I have high hopes for the new sequel, and even if they only add in one thing from my wish list, I think the game will still be pretty stellar and better than its predecessor. Thanks guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to always stay updated on the news and channel, and be sure to check out my new website, theindigoreviews.com, if you prefer to read your news. Cheers.